In the previous 2 seasons, all of the 6 newly promoted teams got relegated. However, this season something has changed. We'll start off with Leeds United, who topped the championship with 100 points, scoring the most goals in the league with 95. Obviously, Leeds United are a historic club in England, who have spent a large amount of their history in the top flight. However, that wasn't really the case during the 21st century, or the 2010s, I guess you could say, where after their relegation in the 2003/04 season, where they finished 19th, they spent 3 years in the championship, where they eventually finished dead last in the championship in the 06/07 season. So then they spent the following 3 seasons in League One, the 3rd division of English football, before they got promoted back up to the championship. They spent the next 10 seasons rotting down in the championship until finally Marcelo Bielsa saved them. And their return to the Premier League was powerful, to say the least, with them finishing 9th in their first season back, getting 18 wins, 5 draws and 15 losses in that opening campaign. The following season they finished 17th, quite predictably, with only 9 wins, 11 draws and 18 losses. However, they still managed to survive, but then in the 22-23 season this was not the case, where they got relegated, finishing 19th in the Premier League. Their top 3 marquee signings coming into this transfer window before coming back to the Premier League were Anton Stach, or Stach, I'm not sure. The young German midfielder joined from Hoffenheim for £17.3 million, or approximately 20 million euros, which is highlighted through the fact that he has started in all 9 of their opening games at the time of recording, collating 1 goal and 1 assist. Leeds United also signed up-and-coming forward Noah Okafor from AC Milan for another £17 million approximately. He hasn't really broken out anywhere. His transfer to AC Milan can be viewed as disappointing and a flop. He played in 39 games in Serie A over the past 2 seasons and only got 7 goals and 2 assists. However, at Leeds United, in 7 games played, he already has 2 goals, which, yeah, that's relatively impressive, to be fair. But at his age of 25, he should be hitting his prime now. And finally, Iacabiola was brought in from Udinese to bolster the defence with experience from Serie A. For £15 million, that's a decent transfer, to be fair. He is known for his aerial strength and composure, and he is probably the best centre-back. However, I don't view Leeds as the strongest side that have come up, and we'll get to that reasoning soon. Burnley also got 100 points and only conceded 16 goals, the lowest in the league. So they were looking like strong candidates going back to the Premier League. Obviously, they've been here many seasons, and now under Scott Parker they're looking to survive relegation. They have performed quite well, especially with, one of their marquee signings, Martin Dubravka, played at Newcastle for 7 seasons, did also have a loan to Manchester United. The main goalkeeper for Slovakia, he has absolutely cooked for them, and they have pulled off performances, their most recent one being a 3-2 win over Wolves. They are currently sat 17th in the Premier League, but I do think they have a stronger chance of surviving than Nottingham Forest, which is, to be honest, crazy to say, especially after last season. They also added Kyle Walker to their defence, which a very experienced defender, coming from Manchester City, and obviously he did have a loan out to AC Milan, So that automatically improved the team a lot and helped their chances massively of staying up in the Premier League. And then 2 players that I will discuss are, they have played, both of them, for Chelsea, Leslie Ugochukwu and Broja, I'm not really sure how. Both of which have been signed in the range of 20 to 23 million pounds. Ugochukwu actually being the Burnley's club record fee for a player. Both of them have not proven themselves in the Premier League yet, and they are hoping to now. I don't think Broja is Premier League quality. However, Lyle Foster has shown that he can get the job done, which I wasn't expecting from him, to be fair. And finally, the most exciting team that have come up, Sunderland FC. They weren't too good, however, especially at the start of the season, but they did get the job done, collating 76 points, but they did beat Sheffield United 2-1 in the final of the playoffs. Thank goodness I could not stand Sheffield United back in the Premier League. The Giants are finally back, and we've got the infamous Newcastle versus Sunderland derby. However, I think they have made the best signings out of the 3 teams. Starting off with Granit Xhaka, their best signing this season by far. He has started excellently for them, and that midfield is looking a lot better with him there. Obviously, he played for Leverkusen in their unbeaten streak, was at Arsenal for multiple seasons, automatically bringing that Premier League experience, and he's a class leader, so he deserves to be the captain of Sunderland. And him paired alongside Habib Diarra is a midfield that is genuinely top 10 worthy. Sunderland signed Diarra for a club record fee of £30 million to obviously replace Job Bellingham, who departed to Borussia Dortmund and I think is regretting it. Because Diarra actually might be better in terms of his ball carrying ability, definitely, and he works with the team better. You know, Joe Bellingham has a bit of an ego, which, I mean, I'm not really surprised, to be fair. And they also did strengthen their attack a lot with the signing of Simon Adingra, who hasn't really proven himself in the Premier League yet. However, for £21 million, this is an excellent addition. He has had several seasons of experience at Brighton, and I think he can get at least 15 goal contributions this season. However, currently he's only played 6 games and has 0 goals and 1 assist. But I do expect him, once he gets into the team a bit more, I do think he can produce something. He's definitely not going to be their best player though. And they have pulled off quite a few incredible victories this season. It's extremely impressive, to be honest. I think they're definitely the team that has the biggest chance of staying up in the Premier League this season, and I think they will. If we take a quick look at the Premier League relegation battle as well, all of the bottom 3 sides are established Premier League clubs at this point. I mean, Nottingham Forest, you could argue they're not really established just yet. However, last season they did pull off a top 8 finish, so... But I think Sean Dyche is a smarter recruitment, and he might keep Nottingham Forest up, but it would come at the expense of either Leeds or Burnley getting relegated. But let me know what you think down in the comments. Do you think any of the teams will survive, or do you think they will get relegated by the end of the season?